Do you have multiple streams of income? Well, if you haven't, I want to explain to you about this concept. Perhaps you know what it is, or perhaps you don't. Either way, if you know, you would get to know a bit more or have a reminder. And if you don't, indeed, this is the session where you get to understand why having multiple streams of income is such a buzzword these days. And people in the coaching space are talking about it. Personal development world is talking about it. And of course, those in finance are talking about it, or shall I say financial planning are talking about it. If we haven't met before, my name is Beatrice Yakubu. I'm the founder of Simply Family Business. I help businesses grow using marketing and sales, using the digital space, and indeed, and I'm also the founder of Win-Win Money Podcast and an author of 2 books, which is Win the Money Game Online, How to Start an Online Business, and indeed Win the Money Game with Your Child, How to help you and your child become financially independent, you and your family for that matter. These books are on Amazon for you if you want to know more about them. So, but let's come back to this area of multiple streams of income. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I would suggest that you do so by clicking subscribing and clicking on the notification bell. Do like and share the video as well. So let's get started. Wait, multiple streams of income. What is it? Now, there are 3 ways that you can have multiple streams of income. But the thing is that why multiple streams of income in the first place? Let's talk about that. Why multiple streams of income? Because a lot of, if you want to become financially independent, your ability to bring in money matter. So again, I talk about how you can actually manage your money and put systems in place to be able to help you grow the money. But of course, when you have enough coming in, it gets you there faster and quicker. You can budget your way to have a sustainable life, but indeed, if you receive more income coming in on a month-to-month basis, week-to-week basis, even day-to-day basis, it helps a lot to get you there without you stressing about your money. So how do you get to have multiple streams of income? There are 3 ways. Several ways come under each of these categories, but I'm just going to limit it to the 3 ways and indeed share a few concepts under each of these for your benefit and for your understanding. Let's get started. Number 1, your active income stream. What is an active income stream? It simply means that the money that comes into your account as a result of you exchanging your time and your skills for it. Let me repeat that. Money that you receive from exchanging your time and your skills for it. What are the examples of active income? Job. Now, 90% of people actually are in work to be able to earn money. What does that mean? If you don't go to work for, if you don't go for some jobs, if you don't go to work one day, you don't get paid anyway. But for some contracts, if you are ill and things like that, or if you have a manager who would, you can ask for permission not to go to work. All those are can be part of your package. But it simply means that if you don't work, you don't earn. And as long as you continue to work to earn, it's going to be challenging to be able to become financially independent. I always say that we got it wrong, and me included, in terms of how money really works, because we're not supposed to be working and just working. What about the being part of us as humans? We are supposed to have a way that we get the money at some point to be working for us, so that we can now then choose to do the things that we love to do, to work or not to work. We can have to continue to work in the sense that, as a human being, you need to provide a value to life. Otherwise, you get bored. But it should be on our own terms and according to our choice and what we want to do. So, the work we do is bringing in money because we go to exchange our skills and our time for it. So that's one active income source. Business is also another active income source in the sense that you have to provide a product or a service to people who desire that a service or that product so much so that they don't value their money in terms of they find the value that they get from what you give them more than the money that they will give you. And then, of course, you are in business, you have clients, but in that same respect, you are still using your energy and you are still using your skills to be able to generate the money. The difference with business, for example, is that you can actually employ other people to do that for you or to help you meet the services for your clients or your customers. But whatever the case is, that you still have to be part of it, you still have to be actively involved. My example is, if you run a restaurant business, obviously you one person cannot go get the groceries, come do the cooking, come serve the people, and so on and so forth. You have to hire other people, but with that you need skills involved. You are still using your skills and your decision-making power quickly to be able to do that, and that is still active income. Those that do contract work as well are inactive. So, for example, if you are somebody who would have a contract for a number of months that you do the work for people and then you get the money, they pay you, is still active income. Now, I know that there are several ways of getting active income. I would love you to put what you think one source of active income is on the chat. That would be lovely. Yes. And then before we move on to the second one, which is passive income. The idea of passive income is great in the sense that it is something that people use or throw about, nilly-willy. Especially people who are trying to sell us courses. They talk about, sometimes it's funny to see some headlines with regards to webinars and things like that, or even videos that are being advertised to us to buy things or to click on things to get trained. They would say that I will show you how to make 5 to 10,000 a month using working 10 hours a week. Well, it could be possible, but you can't just start from the beginning and get to that point. In order for you to be able to get a passive income, you've got to put in a lot of work. So, for example, selling an ebook online is something that many people use as a passive income source, but you have to write the book. You have to make sure that the book is published. You have to also actively bring in buyers in terms of marketing, because if you don't market your thing, guess what is going to happen? Nobody is going to come and buy. The same for online courses, which is a great passive income source. But if you are not marketing it, you are not going to have eyeballs on it. I often give an example of, just imagine Coca-Cola wasn't marketing anymore, or McDonald's wasn't marketing, advertising anymore. Who give it five years down the lane? Yes, by now most of us knows that when you go out, especially with children, you will certainly spot a McDonald's somewhere. You go in, because even if you don't want the food, your children do want it. But that is all because they have been marketed to. So for passive income, when somebody says, oh, come out, teach you how to create a course, and then you can just lie on the beach somewhere and the money will be flowing in, well, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't quite work that way. Whether they tell you you have a whatever mindset, like they try to get you to understand that, oh, it's because you are not believing enough, that's not happen. That's why it's not happening. No, you need to put in the work before the passive income will come. And the work, putting in the work and getting skilled at something could take years. A lot of years. They said that even if you are learning something, usually 7 years is the tip, where the skills you can now do it, with your eyes shut. So most people who are advertising things for us, for people to buy, usually they've been doing it for 10 years, and they now tell you that, oh, this is just passive. You need to think wisely as far as that is concerned. But of course, it's not to say that you can't have money passively. The other thing I want to talk about in terms of passive income is if property development. So, for example, when we talk about property investment, there's a lot of money that goes into it. But this is a clever way that I often tell, especially for young people, that if you buy a house, which is perhaps 3-bedroom house, and you are by yourself and you live in one, and you give 2 of the rooms as rented, that's passive income. So you are literally paying your mortgage based on someone paying you, for that matter. So there are so various passive income sources, and I would like you to share your ideas on the comments as well. I also want to say that affiliate marketing is one active passive income venture where you share the link to the thing that you want the people to buy. So, for example, creams, household appliances, household consumables, for example. If you have a link of these things on Amazon and people buy through them, guess what? You are going to be receiving a passive income. What's the word? Courses that we buy as well. Most of these things have affiliate ventures, affiliate links as well. Apps that we buy, they have affiliate, even to the extent that the online banks that we that we open up. And the other day somebody sent me a link from Shein. That's affiliate, because if you get some of your friends to to sign up with that link, you are going to get stuff for it. It might not be money, but it is a reward that you haven't really done something, that you haven't really done any work for in that respect. Last but not the least is portfolio income. Now, with portfolio income, we talk about investment. Money would go further if we know how to invest it so that it grows, because you can't be earning the money. You have to continuously earn in order for you to be able to meet your bills. But if you can have portfolio income, it means that the money is growing by itself with you doing absolutely no work other than you investing it. So, for example, ISA, if you have your money in an ISA account, is going to generate some income, some interest that you haven't done anything to produce that money. And I would say that as a caveat, if you have an ISA, let it be in a different bank account, because then it just helps you from spending it unnecessarily. Then bonds. So government bonds, it's something that you can get up to 3 to 4 to 5% on without you lifting a finger. Stocks and shares, of course, is volatile, but you have to do your due diligence, and you can get from 5 to 10% on interest with your stocks and shares. And they do say that if you are going to invest in stocks and shares, it has to be long term. Because I remember this, I think it was the beginning of the year when President Trump took over, the stocks and shares prices plummeted, and it was depressing to look at your investment account because of the fact that the money has reduced significantly. But then it started to pick up again. So if you are thinking about stocks and shares, you need to do your due diligence, but also you need to think about the long term for that matter. Because if you are not putting the money away to work for you, what is going to happen is that you are going to be working for a very long time. The other thing that I want to mention is pension. So for most of us who are working, we need to be maximizing the pension, in the sense that some people just say that, oh no, I don't even need a pension because we work for 70 years. Yeah, I mean, from now on, I think my retirement will be 68, and then others who are coming after will be, what, 70, and they're like, what's the point? But there is a point in it, in the sense that for NHS alone, those that work in NHS, government is paying 20% of their own money, 20% of their government's money into your pension. And that's significant. So apart from the money that you pay to your pension, government is also paying so much for you. And if you are not taking advantage of that and you pull out of pension, it means that you are literally losing out, so to speak, in terms of getting free money for your future self. So those are the things that I wanted to mention in terms of the multiple streams of income. Your passive income, where you have to actively become involved to make it. Passive income, where you have to put the work up front to be able to, for it to now bring in money. And indeed, portfolio income, where you invest the money and then the profit is, the profits comes in as a result of your money being used to trade, to generate profit. So those are the three forms of income stream. Thanks a lot for watching, and I would say that if you haven't already, like the video, share the video, and indeed subscribe to my channel, because that helps avoid the video going to many people who would benefit from it. Thank you so much. I'll come your way once again. Take care.